Hello, welcome to a new episode of Geek Clash Me. I'm your host Chris. As usual, it's bloody freezing here in the UK today. We've had our first frost of the season. I hope it's a bit warmer wherever you are. If you're from the US, I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving and all that. And to everyone else around the world, I hope things are going great for you too. So in this video, I thought we'd take a look at the third episode of Monarch, A Legacy of Monsters, and also issue 2 of Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong has come out as well. So we'll take a look at that. And I've also set up a playlist containing all the Godzilla related videos that I've made. If you're a fan of the big man, you can check those out as well. And of course, if you like this video, don't forget, hit the thumbs up, helps out a great deal, helps the video get seen by a lot more people. And if you're not already subscribed, mash that subscribe button. We'd absolutely love to have you as a subscriber. So we'll start with Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, Episode 3, which dropped on Apple TV during the week. I think it came early because of Thanksgiving. I think as of next week, they're going back to Friday nights, so just bear that in mind. So yeah, the show continues to be a cracking view, and we get more Godzilla in this episode and a new Titan to boot as well. So all good. So yeah, so the storylines have still got the dual storylines running. We've got is it Lee Shaw, Bill Randa, and Keiko back in the sort of 1950s, and seeing how Monarch gets set up, and then obviously back in 2015 we've got the adult Lee Shaw, who's joined forces with Kate, May, and Kentaro in a search for Kate and Kentaro's missing dad. And it's quite clever. I like the way it's been done. Obviously, the problem with prequel stuff is, you know where the end point more or less is going to be. We know that Bill Randa survives because he's in Skull Island. Obviously, we know that Lee Shaw survives. Obviously, Scott Russell's playing him, in the modern timeline. So, you've got that element of, there's no surprises there really. So it's good that they've concentrated, the mystery is in the more modern timeline, say with the search for Kate and Kentaro's father, and finding out, what's happened to him. He's presumed dead, his plane went down. As I say, the whole mystery part of the show is very gripping, so it makes you want to see what happens next. Back in the 50s, we get our first good view of Godzilla, where the military, against the wishes of Lee, Bill and Keiko, are luring Godzilla into Bikini Atoll, and they're basically going to let off an atomic bomb in his face. The military having decided that he's too much of a threat to be left alive, to be studied, so they're just going to eliminate him. And it's great to see, say, some stuff in Bikini Atoll, which we knew from the first Godzilla movie. This is sort of the first encounter that they have properly with him. Although it would appear that they have vanquished their target, we know obviously that's not going to be the case, and in fact, probably the nuclear power has probably only powered him up and made him grow even stronger. So I can't wait to see him return in a future episode and see what he's changed. Beautiful shot, I think it was in the trailer, where he comes up out the water and the camera sort of follows up his spines, up his back, and sort of comes around to his face. I say, absolutely gorgeous shot. CGI is really nice. It's not quite on par with the movies, but it seems to be expected. Plus, it's broad daylight shots as well, which the movies tend to shy away from. So nice to see Godzilla out in the bright sunshine doing his thing. Back in 2015, I say, and the group is still searching for the missing dad. I say a globe-trotting adventure. Absolutely fantastic. I like that sort of stuff. I like the Indiana Jones movies, anything that sort of big adventure stuff. In fact, it does remind me that sort of adventure style. The globe-trotting adventurers on a search for something. We go from Japan down to South Korea, and then to the Arctic as well. And we get fed some more clues as to what may have happened to Kate and Kentaro's father. And we also come across a brand new Titan who looks like this. He looks a bit like the star-nosed mole with those big protuberances from his face. He's got the power. He's got sort of freeze breath, because he'll instantly freeze anything in sight. And that's pretty much where the episode ends, with a sort of cliffhanger. And we're not quite sure what's going to happen. Is he going to attack our group of travellers? And I say we'll have to wait till next week to find out. I do quite like that in a way. I know we've got used to sort of Netflix dropping whole seasons at once and binging them, but actually having just sort of one episode drop every week with sort of cliffhanger endings, I do perversely kind of enjoy that. At the end of the day, that's how we had TV back when I was young. So for us older generation probably don't mind that as much. But yeah, Monarch, Legacy of Monsters continues to be a really great show. So I know people are still moaning that there aren't enough of the monsters in it. As I said before, that's never going to be the case really on a TV budget. I imagine we'll get to see a lot more of them, towards the end of the season. But I'm just really enjoying the characters and the adventure that we're getting so far. They did in my review of the first 2 episodes, I did sort of question how old Lee Shaw is meant to be, if he's in the 50s, and then say Kurt Russell was playing him in 2015, which I worked out would have made him in his early 90s. And they do actually address that. They sort of say, hang on a second, aren't you meant to be like sort of 90 years old? Now Kurt just sort of laughs it off and says, "Oh, good genes." But I mean, I know the man. I know Kurt's in his I think he's in his early 70s. And he looks great for that. But he's pushing it to be a 90-year-old. Then there are a few other little references about his age throughout the episode. So I don't know. I'm wondering if there is going to be something that happens to him that gives him some longevity. Don't ask me how. I don't know. I mean, maybe there's something to do. I mean, like Mothra, for example, obviously is this sort of life giver, sort of Gaia life energy type of thing. So I wonder if something happens that he has some encounter with some Titan or something. As I say, somehow gives him a sort of some vitality. I don't know. Could be barking completely up the wrong tree, but just say it's mentioned, and I can't believe they just think they're going to get away with just saying that Kurt is a very spry 90-year-old and all the things he's doing, and you sort of think, yeah, I'm not sure, but we'll see on that one. Anyway, so going on to Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong issue 2, which also came out this week. And whereas the first issue was really just sort of introducing all the players, and we just get to see a very small bit of Kong, and then sort of Godzilla just turns up at the end to ruin Superman's proposal to Lois Lane. This issue is much more action. We don't get any Kong at all. They concentrate on Godzilla. But actually, there's basically they say that 4 Titans have turned up around the world, and we get to see more or less 2 of them: Godzilla in Metropolis and a giant bat-like creature, Camazotz, who turns up in Gotham. And obviously it's very fitting that Batman takes on the giant bat monster in the skies over Gotham. We only get, I think, there's a couple of pages of sort of the villains that aren't the Titans, or Lex Luthor and that. They only turn up very briefly. So it's much more about establishing Superman having his first fight with Godzilla, and Batman and everyone that's with him fighting Camazotz. We do get to see a brief image of Skull Island has also turned up as well, as Wonder Woman and Green Arrow are flying back to Themyscira, I think you pronounce it, where Wonder Woman comes from. She's going back there to stop a Titan that's turned up there. Green Arrow gets dropped off. So I imagine in obviously the next or a future issue, we're going to get Green Arrow having an adventure on Skull Island, which that's got the potential to be really good. I look forward to that, I suspect, because I think we had Gorilla Grodd, wasn't it, in the previous issue, and his interactions with Kong. So I suspect we'll get all that coming up shortly. But the main bulk of the issue is Superman trying to stop Godzilla from coming ashore and trampling down Metropolis. There's some nice stuff with firing his heat vision, Godzilla firing his atomic breath, and sort of cancelling each other out. And then Shazam turns up to help him out as well. And then with Shazam reverting back to his little boy self. I don't know his name, not massively up on all the DC characters, but he reverts back into his into his boy form, and Superman has to save him, and in doing so, sort of takes Godzilla's atomic breath full force. So the Man of Steel certainly not having it all his own way. I read an interview this week with the writer who said it was great because DC Comics sort of gave him carte blanche and could sort of set this in whatever universe he wanted to. So, which is why you can play around. I said, I think in the review of issue 1 that I thought that maybe Clark Kent was already married to Lois Lane. As I say, I'm not really up massively on the DC continuity, but obviously, no, apparently he said he could set this story just as Superman's going to propose. He could chuck in all the different iterations of Robin that he wanted to use, and loads of characters turn up, like Shazam, say Hawkwoman. There's absolutely the whole range of DC heroes have turned up to stop these Titans. You don't have to have read a whole bunch of DC stuff and know all the continuity of what's going on. If you've got just a sort of passing knowledge of these characters, it's a very enjoyable comic. So I suspect in up and coming issues, as I say, we've got these 4 Titans now, plus Kong as well. As I say, coming up in future issues, so we've got these 4 Titans now, plus Kong and Skull Island have appeared. So I suspect each issue is probably going to highlight, a different hero taking on, a different monster. And as I said before, we're going to get, Green Arrow exploring Skull Island, and no doubts coming across Kong. And then I've no doubts there'll be a great battle at the end with, Godzilla and Kong and all the DC heroes and the villains, or going at it in one giant battle. Yeah, the artwork is gorgeous. The renderings of Godzilla are fantastic. So I love the legendary take on Godzilla anyway, and the artist Christian Douce does an absolutely fantastic job with bringing the big man to life. So yeah, we're being absolutely spoiled as Godzilla fans at the moment, what with Monarch, I say, and this comic book series, and it's only a couple of weeks now till Godzilla -1 hits theatres. I think it's only a week now till you get it in the States, and then 2 weeks after that, we get it here in the UK. I'll give you my review of that when it turns up too. I believe next weekend they'll be showing the first footage from Godzilla Kong Hidden Empire at some expo show, so hopefully they'll release the first teaser trailer for that. I'll bring you all the news on that as well. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed this video, take care, until next time, eat geek and be merry.